back. I'm Naomi Kyle, and this is IGN Live at E3, streaming at you from e3.ign.com, youtube.com/E3, and IGN's Xbox Live app. A quick note about that app, download it. It's totally free. Coming up now is a game filled with debris, guns, and explosions. Just another normal day for Medal of Honor Warfighter.
Thanks, Naomi. My name is Mitch Dyer. I'm here with Greg Goodrich, executive producer at Danger Close on Medal of Honor Warfighter. How you doing?
Good, thank you. Thanks for having us.
Good. All right, let's take a look at your game.
Yeah, let's do it.
So what's going on here? This is the same demo we saw during the EA press conference.
The press conference, correct. This mission here is Stump, Voodoo, and the boys. They're linked up with the United States Marine Corps. They're heading into a small pirate enclave off the coast on the coast of Somalia. This mission actually follows a mission from the previous night before, where the SEALs rescued a ship captain that was taken by Somali pirates, and that may sound very familiar. In 2009, Captain Richard Phillips was taken by Somali pirates, and luckily for the ship captain, that there were SEALs in the neighborhood, and they quickly solved that problem. And so every mission in this game has a dotted line to an actual event or a real-world hotspot. And so as storytellers, what we asked ourselves, hey, what if we took an entire squadron of Tier 1 operators and went onto the coast and shut the pirate problem down for good? And that's what this mission represents.
So how do you create a cohesive story using that kind of globetrotting mentality? Because Warfighter takes you all over the world to do all sorts of missions based on real events. How do you keep your story together in that context?
Right, so it's our story was actually written by 2 operators while they were deployed overseas, and we wanted to sort of give it some breadth and open it up and base a lot of what we're doing in the game on events that they were actually took part in, or their brothers took part in, or members of their squadron, what have you. And so we spent a lot of time working with these guys. We're working with over 24 of these operators to help us craft this narrative. In single player, we follow the storyline of a single operator and what he's going through and the types of things that he's facing and getting into his mindset. For a lot of us, we have this sort of stereotypical view of what an operator is.
Right.
That barrel-chested knuckle dragger, guy with a gun, guy just like you and me. And we try to break those stereotypes down and show that these guys are more than just men with guns. And I know that sounds funny in a first-person shooter, but trust me, an event like this at E3 with all the lights and music, we try to, show those levels that have that bombastic, bullets and bombs for the dude bros, right? But there is a deep, rich story in this game that gets into the mindset of these guys and shows how they're not just men with guns.
Cool. So you've got a great story to build off of.
Yep.
Lots of shooters at E3 here, lots coming out in the next few months and next year. What's going to set Medal of Honor Warfighter apart from that mass of shooters?
Well, I think in single player, I think it is that tone, and it's our intent, and to honor these guys in a very authentic and respectful and reverential way.
Right.
In multiplayer, I don't know if you've had a chance to come over to the booth and play multiplayer. We're focusing on global warfighters.
Right.
12 different Tier 1 units from 10 different nations, and taking a page out of the FIFA playbook and just giving gamers a sense of national pride in a first-person shooter. Play for the home team, suit up, and be one of the best in global competition.
Which is exactly what I did. I went over and played it yesterday.
JTF2.
Loaded up my JTF2. Yep,
right on.
Canadian.
Go Canada.
Yeah. And that guy's heavy duty. He's got a lot of stuff. And when I switched from him, from the JTF guy to like the Navy SEAL, they play completely differently. They have a ton of different stuff, different weapons, different skills. Like, how are you guys breaking out your classes?
So we have 6 classes, and right now here at E3 we're only showing the first 6 units. And 3 from the US, the OGA, the SFODD, the SEAL, and then we have the Canadian, the SASR, and the Polish Grom, and we're allowing gamers to play 1 class for each nation. But there are there's exactly 72 operators to unlock in multiplayer, and so really giving gamers a sense of what it's like to fight as a Polish Grom commando versus what it would be like to fight as a JTF2 assaulter, because they're very different. They speak different, their gear is different, their pattern of speech is different, and so we just want to give people that authentic feeling of what it's like to be in their boots.
Awesome. So with this campaign, single player only, co-op, how are you dividing it up?
So one game, many parts. You know, Medal of Honor 2010, you know, it felt like 2 games. We had 2 teams, 2 engines, 2 creative visions. This is one game, 1 engine, 1 clear creative vision, and that is 1 game, many parts. And so in single player, it's a narrative-driven game, like most Medal of Honors have always been. You know, that very cinematic experience. You know, rolling with those guys and understanding what it's like to be in their boots from a game point of view.
Right.
Multiplayer, what we're showing is sector control. That's one of the many modes that we have in the game. Like I said, with the first 6 units. But we also have fire teams. I don't know if you had a chance to play in a fire team, but fire teams are essentially our cooperative multiplayer experience. It's you and one other person, you know, suiting up, fighting together, fighting alongside each other as a battle buddy.
In the competitive multiplayer.
In the competitive multiplayer, as a battle buddy. And if you work as a team, you are, you know, you get advantages. You can replenish ammo. You can spawn quicker if your battle buddy stays out of combat after you go down.
Mine did not.
You did not?
No, my buddy just kept getting spotted. He's not a very good buddy.
And then if you go down and your fire team buddy avenges you, you'll respawn immediately.
He was good at that.
Yeah, that's good.
So we're getting a look at some variety here. Playing as a more violent version of Wally, I guess. How are you guys breaking up the mechanics throughout the campaign?
Yeah,
one of the most important things in a shooter, right, is having that variety, just so you're not
absolutely
doing the same thing.
So in this demo, you've seen the guys assaulting on a rib boat, getting out, doing some core first-person combat, and with tight engagement distances. You saw a breach mechanic. You saw the artillery strike from the boat, and this was our robot here. This is sort of our mechanical Medal of Honor moment. The mechanical version of jumping on a grenade. As Stump, you had a moment to take control of the Marine Corps robot, assess that building that wasn't safe for the guys to go through, get through the other end, and buy those Marines some time so you could get to them and finish the fight. And so again, just trying to show variety, mixing it up, and you know, just like I said, keeping it authentic.
Medal of Honor Warfighter, 2012, 2013?
2012, October 23rd,
Finally,
this year.
A shooter this year,
It's coming.
Good. Thanks for stopping by.
Right on, man. I appreciate your time.
Back to you, Naomi.
Awesome. So how did the new Medal of Honor look to you? Keep the conversation going by following at IGN on Twitter and sending us a tweet with the hashtag E3. Right now, we're going to take a look at 2 Wii U game demos from Ubisoft. They were both pre-recorded yesterday, so I may randomly change outfits or gender. Just think of it like a magic show. Stay tuned for Zombie U and Rayman Legends.